Hey, how's it going, Greg?
Hey, I'm doing well. And you? Merry
Good,
Christmas. Happy
man.
New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Yep. Yep. So what do we have
Okay,
today? It's
so
been a while.
it has been a while. We took the month of December off, a lot of it from the live streams, but we're back. Um, I guess before we get started here, we just got some word that, well, one of our dear agents lost a daughter last night. So we just wanted to, Jim Shull. So just wanted to let you guys know our hearts and prayers are with Jim and his family. He's going through a tough time. So if you think of him, reach out, let him know you love him. And yep, so really sad news.
And again, Jim said to us, just take care of your kids, love them, stay close.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what's that?
Go ahead. You
All right. Okay. So moving forward. So we're thinking about what to talk about today. And we're thinking about like what should we be focusing on this year in 2022? How do we as people, as realtors, as brokers, what can we do each day to get a little bit better than we were last year? And I don't mean to say like work 80 hours and, do lots of insane things and, make more money and all these types of things. That's not what I mean when I say, what can we do to get better? How can we improve on what we did last year? What can we do to put ourselves in a better position to reach whatever those goals are that we have for the year? Or, yeah. So I was thinking about things myself, like, we know right off the bat that realtors oftentimes don't keep in touch with past clients. And a lot of times they say, well, I don't really know what to say, or I don't really know what brings value, or, I don't want to sound salesy. I don't want to bug them. And my response to that is, okay, well then don't bug them. Don't be salesy. Let's think of something else. But we have to find ways to stay in contact and stay better. What do you think about that, Greg?
Well, and again, first off, let me just say that, wow, just a ton of things going on in the industry out there. And I'd love to be able to chat about all of them, but obviously that's not possible in this 30-minute or less segment.
Oh, we got to keep it narrow.
And so, just so all of you know, I'm going to wander all over the place, and Paul's going to continue to try to bring me back.
Why don't we start with this way, okay? There was 3 things we were going to talk about today. And what are those 3 things?
Well, we had stay in touch.
Okay.
We had communication, and we had relationships. And of course, you know me, I'd like to throw a few other things in there, but mindset.
Well, that'll be for next week's live stream.
Creating a retirement, creating revenue streams, agents knowing their value.
How about this, Greg? Let's just shoot from the hip here for a minute. We've been talking about a lot of things we want to try and do this year.
Yeah.
One of those things we want to try and do is we want to try and get more connected with the realtors here at the company, because COVID's been really weird, right? COVID's put us into a lot of weird spots. It's been the same for the agents and their own clients. There's been a lot of weird disconnection. So this year we kind of want to focus on helping you guys connect with your clients better and helping us connect with agents better. So we can just speak to that. One of the things you just mentioned was you mentioned the idea of creating some conversation around retirement or healthcare and residual income, these types of conversations. And so one of the ideas we had here coming up was we should be holding, maybe we hold like a seminar or a summit or a thing where we can discuss what does residual income in real estate look like? What does retirement look like in real estate? How do the majority of realtors retire after a career?
Yep.
Right.
No, and again, it's just as important to a 28-year-older as it is a 58-year-older. And
absolutely. Yeah.
And so what we're finding is that there are some things going on out there in the industry that people are appealing to some areas that we don't think have proven themselves out over the years. And we do know this, we do know that there are a number of real estate agents that are buying real estate investments. And we'd like to talk about that more. We'd like to show how that could be the most solid way that you got going. And the reason it is that you've got appreciation taking place, you've got rental income coming in, then you've got rents that stay up with inflation, so you don't get bombed by inflation issues, and then you've also got depreciation. And so we have one of those worlds that we all should know more about, investing and creating revenue streams that are above and beyond selling a home. On the other hand, we also know that sometimes people can get diverted into some areas where they lose their focus, and all of a sudden it's no longer a focus on listing and selling real estate, but something else is taken over. And when you lose your focus, typically your real estate income drops. And now you've got a real problem, because you're not gonna be able to do what you started out to do, because you still need that initial source of revenue to keep coming in. Mm-hmm. And so, but that's just one area, Paul, and we can.
Well, I think what we should say here, what I want to try and spin that back to is, you don't have to do, what we want to do is we want to create a conversation around this, Greg, going forward,
right,
where we can actually bring people in who have done it, people who help people plan for it professionally, and we can create some, hopefully some good resources for people who are wondering, like, so how do you set yourself up to be able to retire at age 65, 70, whatever age you want to retire at, whatever age that is for you? How do you set that up? Another question we get all the time is health insurance. People are like, hey, you guys have all been getting probably text messages on all of the NAR, all those, hey, you realtor, it's sign up week, you know, make sure you sign up for healthcare. There are ways for you to get healthcare that's affordable. And what we're going to start doing is we're going to work with some local companies to help curate different types of plans. I'm not sure if we can help get a group rate or something like that, but we're going to look into ways we can bring options, and we can show you what plans are available and get you with the right people who can figure out what's available, what's right for you or your family.
So I want to circle back, Paul. Let's come back here to the three things: stay in touch, communication, relationships. And you know, what we're seeing on a national basis is that more and more companies, Wall Street type companies, are being funded to disintermediate, or at least to get in the middle, somehow with the idea that they're going to lower the cost for the public, while at the same time they're grabbing a chunk for themselves out of the real estate agent's income. And so
those would be examples would be Zillow Instant Offers, Open
Door, OfferPad, Redfin. Every one of these companies is out there trying to the word I want you to learn is disintermediate, which means they want to detach you from the clients that you've done a wonderful transaction for, did everything right. And those people you would think would be referring to you, they're in your sphere. You should be finding ways to elevate and increase and strengthen those relationships. We believe that real estate agents have the power to basically disintermediate back. And what I mean by that is that you should be able to easily take these people that have been online and are willing to go through these people. And you know what? They don't understand when they come through these companies that they're going to take a chunk of your money, you know, and probably anywhere from what, 30 to 40% now, if you take a lead. And I'm sitting here thinking, this is absurd. Here we are, we're doing the work. All these people are doing is trying to get in between and have your happy people that you know and you've worked with to go through them to refer back to you.
Well, the other thing too is on top of that, though, I mean, look at some of the situations on this actual Facebook page that have been coming up with shared driveways, easements, all these interesting things. You think about how complex these things are. I'm not sure how a computer widget handles all of those tough situations that some of these agents are facing right now. But this is why they think there's an opportunity, guys. This is the most important thing to know. Even the National Association of Realtors did a study, and we can produce this study, we can show it to you. What are the biggest risks to the real estate industry that we all work in? And do you know what they determined that the number one risk to the industry was? Do you know what, Greg?
Us.
Realtors.
Us.
They said realtors are the number one risk to this industry because only 6% of realtors talk to their clients even somewhat on like a regular basis. Only 27% of you will ever talk to your past clients again.
Which
27%.
Basically you're laying it, you're setting the table for the internet or whatever to basically take the clients and then
and so you're a tech company, you're watching this going, let me get this straight. Realtors are paid well. They do the transaction, but they never talk to their clients again. And they're not really building relationships. Then we can easily find a path in here. So what Greg is saying, how we can disintermediate technology is you have to find a way to stay connected with your clients. In the Ninja coaching that's coming in May of this year or March or May of this year, it's called the flow. You stay in the flow with your clients. I think it's really, really a simple concept of just finding a way that feels natural to you and feels real with your clients, and you just stay part of their lives. I like to tell people, like, your relationship with your client starts at the closing table. Like, that's the first time you've worked with them, and you will hopefully work with them again and again and again. But if you start here and you just give up on them and you move on, well, guess what? The next realtor that comes along that they meet at a happy hour or they see at a spouse's Christmas party, whatever it might be, you're in line to get rolled. You're gonna get steamrolled. So that's when we talk about staying connected, creating value, communicating. These are the things that make you like glue for your clients. And the other thing that people don't understand about this concept is that when you let go of that client, you've already solidified your relationship with that client. You went to a closing table, they have a home now, or they sold their home. They're probably not going to buy or sell a house for 10 years, maybe 8 to 11 years. But in that time frame, that person might make 5 referrals to you or more. And if you let them go, every time you leave a client or you let go of a client, you let them go bye-bye, you're letting go of like 5 to 6 transactions over the next couple of years. So you need to be thinking about them as your future, not your past.
A great point, Paul. So, so when you think about this, you go, what is it? Can we simplify what agents really have to do every day? My point right now is January is a great time to build relationship. It's fresh. We're all coming off, we're all thinking about the new year. What a great time to contact people. And I'm not telling you how to contact them. I'm saying you have to touch people now. You can't wait. This isn't a waiting game. This is a now game. And so the first thing you do is you lead generate. I don't care how you do it. And it
looks different for everyone, but I'm going to tell you what the common denominator is. It looks different for everybody, but the common link between all of them is you have to do something. You ever heard the phrase that everything works if you do it?
Yep. So and again, some of you have maybe heard me tell this story before, but you know what? If you get to the end of this week and you're exhausted, you've been running like crazy, man, you've been working your tail off, and your spouse says to you, well, how'd you do this week? And you say, oh man, I was busy. All sorts of things were going on. And then your spouse says to you, well, did you meet anybody new this week that you weren't working with before that's going to buy a house or sell a house? And the answer, I would hope, would be yes, I have a plan every week that I'm going to meet somebody new that's going to buy or sell a home. And if you don't do that, I think you have a really hard time justifying the idea that you worked. I mean, we can all have lots of stuff going on.
Here's another way to think about it, right? What you're doing right now is you're trying to find ways to look yourself in the mirror, right?
Yeah.
So here's another thing, same kind of concept, Greg, but think about it like this too. Let's say you're the boss now, okay? And I want you to evaluate the past 2 weeks that your employee, worked. Would you make the same investment in the next 2 weeks, or would you change something? If you look at your past 2 weeks, 6 months, 1 year, and again, some people are not going to connect with this at all because they're pulling their hair out because they're busy. But if you're in a position where you're looking to see some change happen in your life, or you're looking to see some change in the way your business is running, look at your past 30 days, maybe look at your November, your September, your October, whatever it is, and ask yourself if you would do that month over again and you'd be happy with those results, right? Because would you hire yourself? Would you hire yourself based upon how you're spending your time?
So, so going forward here, if there are some of you that are watching this that honestly don't know what to do, I would encourage you to do a couple things. Call Paul. Number two, set up a time to talk with Paul. I would go to Ninja online, and I would go to the 9, what is it, Paul? The 9
Ninja 9 is what it's called. Okay.
Ninja 9.
So this is one of the things about the way that 5-Star is structured, right? We're not going to come beating down your door to drag you to some place, right? We're here. And so what I would encourage you to do, and to take what Greg was saying and kind of expand on it, we have a team member named Marissa Harrington, who's a Ninja expert. And I just got some really cool news today from Kim Anderson. She is now a John Maxwell certified coach. And we've got a team of broker support. We've got these things set up for you. So if you're in a spot, like Greg said, where and it doesn't matter what level you're at, you could be doing a ton of business, but you're just feeling like you're stuck, or you're feeling like you're treading water or something like that. Wherever you're at, just raise a hand, call me, text me, email me, or any one of these people, and we will try to help meet you where you're at and then help you get to that spot you want to be. But if you don't raise a hand, I can't help. We can't activate the troops if we don't know that you're needing help right now. So that's an open invitation to anybody to reach out to us.
So I think that we've probably beaten this to death here right now, Paul.
You think so? You and I can probably keep going on this one.
I mean, there's so many different trails that lead off of this that are of value. I think of, why is it that some agents get more referrals than others? Why is it that some people seem to really want to help this realtor? And what is it that they're doing, whether it's conscious or unconscious? And, as I think about this, I think the number one thing that those agents are doing is, like we talked about, they're building relationship, they're staying in touch, they're communicating well, but I think they do something else too. And I think that when they're talking with people, they're able to articulate their value. I believe they're able to fully explain what's going on so that the people have a sense of security. They have a sense of clarity. They don't feel like they're in a fog. I mean, I've had several meetings here over the last few weeks where somebody was talking to me and I'm like, I still am not sure what they really were, the point they were trying to make. And it's interesting. I'm sure that the person that I was listening to probably thought they were very clear. But it's incumbent upon us, test yourself. I mean, my wife has challenged me on a few things lately where she said, you kind of say something, but you don't give a complete sentence. You didn't give the full story. And so I would challenge each of you to work on finding a way to articulate, to explain yourself fully, and never fudge, never, I hear people say this periodically. They go, well, let me be truthful here. When you hear somebody that says that, what are you thinking?
What were you just saying to me? Were you not truthful with me a couple seconds ago?
Yeah, I mean, so there's some words that people just throw out that you need to get out of your vocabulary if you say something like that. But there has to be an authentic delivery, honest, caring, truthful, and there has to be follow-up. There has to be, follow-up is massive. So many people drop the ball, just little teeny things, and every one of those strikes go against you when you say you're going to call somebody at 9 and you don't make the call at 9. So work on following through with everything that you've talked about. Work on articulating your value. Matter of fact, one of the things I want to talk about in the future here is I'm convinced that real estate agents as an industry do not really know the power of the value that they provide on a daily basis. And I think part of that is they don't know how to explain it. Excuse me. So anyway, so you can see as we're talking here this morning or this afternoon that there are so many different avenues and so many things to talk about. But I think ultimately what Paul wanted to say to all of you today was, this is the month where you have to get in touch. You have to stay in touch. Eliminate the internet vultures that prey on our business and then sell you back your clients for a 30 to 40% referral. We have to get better. We can eliminate this if you, the agents, can stand up, step up, do what you're supposed to do, follow through, follow up, communicate, build relationship, and they'll never reach out to another internet interloper again.
If you're like many of us here in West Michigan, it's complete. We're facing a blizzard here. So I would say if you're looking at the rest of your day and you're like, I've got a couple hours here, just take a couple minutes and write down a few things that you wish you would get better at this year. Just a couple things.
Oh man,
I really truly put some thought into what you can do and how you could become just a little bit better this next year. Read that customer service book that we sent out, that we mailed out to you guys. Grab one chapter of it. They're like 8 pages, and just get yourself inspired, get yourself thinking about something different, and take the energy and apply it back to your business. And if you are truly stuck, just reach out to us. My cell phone number is listed. I'll punch it in here down below. You can call me, text me, whatever. We really are here for you, and we want to help you guys get to where you want to go. So
I thought you were going to say, when we hang up, I want you to get on the phone and call 2 people, send out 2 emails to people, and to start connecting right now. So
that sounds like what you wanted to say.
Happy New Year.
All right, guys, Happy New Year.
And
we'll talk to you soon. We'll get some dates out there for some of these topical things like retirement and healthcare and all sorts of those types of topics. We're gonna make an effort to bring some of that stuff to you guys this year. So, all right, awesome. Stay safe, stay warm. See you guys. Bye.
See you.